A deck that hasn't changed much since the days of Sword and Shield base set, this Electrode-GX and Lapras VMAX deck is very simple. Blow up the Electrode-GX on turn 2 and attach 5 energy to your Lapras VMAX, and then start swinging for huge damage. Literally, that's it. That's the whole deck. It can be a lot of fun, but if you stumble for just a single turn, like say your first turn, it can be all over. That's because Electrode-GX, you need to get it up and running right away. With extra energy bomb, once during your turn, you may attach 5 energy cards from your discard pile to your Pokemon except GX or EX in any way you like, but this Pokemon is knocked out. So you give up 2 prizes. That's not great, but you still should technically be on 4 prizes when that happens, and that means your opponent has to take 2 knockouts, and Lapras VMAX has 320 hit points, and it does more damage for the energy on it. It seems like the perfect match, the perfect synergy between the two, but again, if you don't get a great start, it's going to be really tough. Hopefully I get some good starts. Okay, so a Psychic Dark deck. Don't quite know what that's going to be. And the problem with this deck, well, there's lots of problems that I'll get into very soon, but you want to go first, but you want to play a supporter on your first turn. And you would not believe how many times I start Dedenne. Doesn't matter that I maximized, or did I maximize the Jirachi? There's either 3 or 4 Jirachi in here, but I always start Dedenne. And it's Malamar. Okay, so this is interesting. We both have the same, we both try to give our opponent prizes, which is kind of funny. And we're 2-shotting each other, so that's also not great. And yeah, those are just some horrible starters right there. This is fantastically horrible. You know, I wouldn't mind getting a reset stamp. You know, I added Milo because Professor's research was just so destructive. So I added Milo. Gotta take a prize. And I mean, right here, you're saying if this was a Professor's research, okay, that's a little annoying. But if this was a research, I'd be getting rid of my Lapras VMAXs, and I'd only have 1 left, and that might be prized. And I don't think I play an ordinary rod, because why would you need an ordinary rod? Okay, and there's Milo. So I don't really need a whole lot else going on right now. Yeah, those are some things. I guess a Shuckle would be a good idea. But I also want to attach an energy. No, because I can... Yeah, this is what I can do. I can just put down a Shuckle. Well, actually, that was a bad idea. I should have... I don't know what I was thinking. So I'll just put the Shuckle down. 1, 2, 3. And then I'll scoop it up and put 1 more down, probably. Or I might just scoop it up and do that, because they can do 180 to the Dedenne and get rid of... Oh, this could be... Well, hopefully they just don't got it. Hopefully they don't got it next turn. Otherwise, this is just going to be a quick loss here. Okay, they don't got it, so I can win right now. So there's Chaotic Swell. I will put that there. I will probably just thin all the energy out because I want to go for the win right now. I don't care about anything else. I just want Electrode, Lapras VMAX, and that's... Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is the hand? Okay. I don't even know what could save me. Yep, there's a research, so that's next turn. That is... Ugh. That is so typical of this deck. Okay, maybe I should have switched into somebody, but... Okay, there's Crushing Hammer, that doesn't matter. If that was their top deck, I'm totally okay with it. Okay, so I totally got it this turn. I have a Lapras VMAX. All I need is an Electrode. I have Electromagnetic Radar, I have Evolution Incense, I have Pokemon Communication. Oh man, but you're seeing how painful that was, right? You saw just how much work it was just to do that. It was like turn 4 or turn 5 where I got my first Electrode just because the deck doesn't draw. Let's go to game 2 and see what happens. Okay, so I'm seeing fire, but this might be Snorlax, this might be like a Silvally deck, and I'll try and go first, even though it's probably a Welder deck. Actually, no, I won't go first. If it's a Welder deck, I do not want to go first. Okay. do you see how close that was to a Dedenne start? And even then, Dedenne is pretty much going to be useless because I'm going to research. Oh, it's an Eevee deck. Okay. It's interesting. Why are they playing that Eevee? Why are they playing that Eevee? What is going on? What world have I ventured into? That is not the Eevee you want to play. Okay, so you're just seeing the problems with this deck, but I think I will hold off on benching the Dedenne, and I'll just go for Jirachi and Voltorb, and then I'll just research. So, I mean, basically you need a Lapras V and a Voltorb down turn 1. Otherwise, you're not doing a whole lot. And that's not easy to ask for when you have so much going on in the deck. Like, you need Shuckle to get your energy in the discard. You need so much to make this deck work. It's so painful sometimes. Okay. So there's a Swell and a Cynthia. I think having my supporter for next turn is a good idea. I have no energy in the discard. Sure. And in case it's the Jolteon deck, I will put the weakness guard there. And may as well see if I get anything. So there's an Evolution Incense and a Reset Stamp. Both of them are good. I think the Evolution Incense makes more sense, though. Incense? Okay. And the cool thing about Electrode is that it's 5 energy cards. It's not 5 basic energy cards. So you can attach weakness guard energy or any special energy. Okay, that's not horrible. Oh no, that is horrible. Oh no. They just completely shut down my no. Okay, so I have 3 Pokemon catchers. There you go. There's a Pokemon catcher. That's exactly what I need. Please don't be another Glaceon. Okay, that would have been so bad. And they are attacking this turn, which is totally fine with me because I want this Jirachi in the active anyways. Oh, this is horrible. Okay. Well, this needs to work. Uh-oh. Okay. I think I need to thin my deck to increase the chances of getting something. And I'll just grab Electrode Dedenne. So I can still evolve into Electrode. I just can't use extra energy bomb because Freezing Gaze shuts off your Pokemon GX's abilities. That is literally the worst thing that could have happened right now. Let's do it, Jirachi. Okay, so I have... Yeah, this is what I need to do. And if this doesn't work, it looks like Shuckle's going to be sacrificed. Okay, so I can manufacture this. I think I'll be pretty much out of... Oh, I only have 4 energy in there? Oh, that's right, because I didn't scoop up the Shuckle. So I want this to work. Thank you. So I have it this turn. Fortunately, I have actually a really good hand right now. And doesn't matter what I get, because I'm just going to Pokémon it away. Usually, you're missing a piece at all times with this deck. So to have something like this, where I actually have the reset stamp, and I'll get into my rant about the deck that I wrote down a little earlier. And as cool as this is, I am missing a piece. I don't have another Lapras V, but it doesn't really matter because they're going to be at 3 prizes. So the rant covers all of this. And so they're gonna have Polar Spear. So Mallow and Lana is gonna be super important. But I'm taking out the Jolteon, so they're gonna need an energy to do this, and then they're gonna need a backup attacker. So I'm doing 270, that's really good. Unfortunately, the weakness guard energy doesn't count towards your damage. It just helps fill out the 3 energy cost, but it's mostly for Pikarom. Pikarom, a lot of people are playing it, a lot of people are playing Boltund. Okay. This isn't great, but if they keep the Glaceon active, then I'm totally fine. Totally fine. Okay, so unless they play Welder, I am totally okay with what is going to happen here. If they don't have Welder, all is good. And I think I'll just try and build up another one. But I didn't get Mallow and Lana, so that's a little sketchy. Okay, well, I don't think they're gonna do much this turn. What is Find a Friend? Flip a coin? Search your deck for a Pokemon? That is horrible. Why'd they make this a promo? That is so bad. And they're gonna bosses? Okay, that's fine. And well, that's well played. You gotta be playing that other one. You gotta be playing the other Eevee that fills up your bench, the Find a Friend one. And I can't even see the list. Okay, well, we'll go to game 3 and I will tell you all about my rant that I have. Okay, and there's a fire deck. Fire Psychic. What is it? What? What is this? Could this be Blacephalon Naginatal? That'd be pretty cool. And is that on my screen, or does it look like there's like a zipper there? Or is that just a resolution error or something? That's weird. Okay, so no, never go first against the Welder deck. That is asking for trouble. And if it wasn't for that reset stamp, this would be a perfect hand, but there's a reset stamp in the hand, so that's really bad, because you only play 2 and you need them. Okay, if they don't play Big Charm, this is actually a good matchup. Because they're going to take a turn to set up, because they can't really do anything until they Welder. They can Flare Strike next turn, which would be just horrible. And, I mean, no, I was thinking maybe I don't research. But not researching would just be a horrible idea, because I'd be relying on so much off the research. Next turn, I wouldn't have another supporter. So I'm thinking that there's going to be a world where that Lapras V is going down next turn. So they have Jirachi. I mean, if they get a Welder, I guess I should reset stamp them. If they get a Welder and don't play anything else, then I think a reset stamp makes sense. You know, if they get like a Hearth, yeah. So I think I have to stamp them, but I mean it doesn't really matter. Okay, they have another Jirachi, so maybe don't stamp them. I don't know. But the cool thing is that with the way Lapras VMAX's attack works is that you can hit 270 really easily. On the flip side, the math in this deck also isn't very fun in other scenarios. That is a horrible top deck. Okay, so I think I have to reset stamp them out of their Welder just to give myself a chance here. And I have to do this, get a Voltorb, get my only Voltorb. Hopefully they don't play the Alolan Marowak, or else I just lose. Okay, attach there, because I can always body surf if I need to. Okay. This is interesting. The problem here is that, I mean, do I just send up the Jirachi after a body surf? Because if I bring up I think I just have to Pokemon Catcher the Mewtwo and Mew. I think I have to Pokemon Catcher the Mewtwo and Mew. Okay, that was fun. Can I sacrifice a Lapras VMAX for what? What am I even trying to accomplish if I... Yeah, okay. Well, I'm just going to attach and switch into Jirachi and hope for the best. Because I have everything I need. I just needed basically a Shuckle. Give me a Shuckle and I'm good. But that body surf was important because they're 100% knocking out whatever I have in the active. But to get back to that math point, with 5 water energy on a Lapras VMAX, you're only doing 210 damage to a Zacian V that has a Frying Pan or Metal Goggles on it. So Zacian V has 220 hit points, so you're 10 damage short, and that is just really painful. If you have 6 water energy on a Lapras VMAX, you're 10 damage short on an ADP. Obviously, Vitality Band would help in that situation, but that's just a spot in the deck you don't really have. You know, this is a very tight list of 60 cards. There's not really much waste in here. You know, the reset stamps, you only play 2. it'd be great if you could play like 4, but you only play 2. And I play 3 Pokemon Catcher, 1 Great Catcher. I don't play Boss's Orders. It could just be really tough. You know, the Pokemon Communication, they're great if you have a Pokemon in your hand, but they're useless if you don't. Evolution Incense, I think that's helpful. Electromagnetic Radar, I only have 1 because, I don't know, maybe it should be 2. It's just the deck space is so tight in here. And what are they going to go grab? They're probably choosing whoever's best for the job right now. Macargo. Okay, that is not great. Because if they build up a Mewtwo and Mew with enough energy, then they can win. But the good thing about Macargo is that it only discards from itself. So they'd need, to knock out a Lapras VMAX, that's 320. They would need 6 energy on a Mewtwo and Mew, and they'd have to discard it all to knock out a Lapras VMAX. So that would be bad. And they have the Gold Solgaleo-GX. Okay, so if they have a Welder, they're doing some things. And I wouldn't mind if they knocked out the Jirachi, because they're just going to Turbo Strike. So I'm in a little bit of trouble here. I'm definitely on the clock. So that's going to go down to 3 prizes. That is fine. So they have to knock out 1 Lapras VMAX and that's game. So I have to get going right now. Like, I have to knock this thing out. That is a completely useless card. Could have been a Water Energy, but nope, it's a Quick Ball. Maybe I should have checked to see if I have another Dedenne in the deck, because I've got a Quick Ball this Dedenne to get the other Dedenne, but... Well, hang on. Do I just go and get Shuckle? If I get Shuckle, I should have checked to see if I have Shuckle in the deck as well. That would have also been a smart thing, but I was playing a little crazy there. Because they can't knock out the Lapras VMAX next turn, no matter what they do. They would always be like 1 energy short. Do I just go get Shuckle, or do I Dedenne? I really should have checked to see if Shuckle's in the deck. Well, I can't risk it. I can't risk that I don't have Shuckle. Okay, well, I need Shuckle. So the Reset Stamp's important, the Chaotic Swell is important, the Escape Board is probably the least important card. And I didn't have Shuckle. So what can I even do right now? I don't think there's anything I can do. Oh, this is horrible. Okay. Things are really bad right now. I'm glad I didn't go get the Shuckle that is prized, but this is where the deck is showing its problems. Do I just try and 2-shot? No, that would be... There's no good option here. I think I try and stall on the Dedenne or something? Is that what I do? That is... Rant time. You know, I just feel like the deck is missing something. I'm reading this out as I wrote it. Usually when I play a deck, it'll reveal the same issue game after game. With Electrode Lapras, a new issue seems to present itself game after game. And I've never run into this situation, so this is proving my point. You know, with this deck, you want to go first, but that means you pretty much have to start Jirachi, and I don't think I've started Jirachi once yet. Or maybe I have, I don't know. But you want to start Jirachi, and you want to go first, but you can't play a supporter turn 1, so you need to bench Dedenne. Problem with that is that Shuckle is the best way to get energy in the discard, but it takes up a bench spot, and you don't really have room for Scoop Up Net, because that doesn't work on your Lapras or your Dedenne or your Electrode. It's just mind-boggling. And then you look at Professor's research. It's a great supporter, but odds are you're going to lose a reset stamp early or something you need really early, and that's also really, really bad. And, you know, if you do go first, that means your opponent has the first attack, and if they take a quick knockout, they're down to 5 prizes, and you lose your Electrode, and then they're at 3 prizes, and they just have to knock out a Lapras VMAX for game. And if you don't see your reset stamp when you blow up your Electrode, you're giving your opponent 2 free cards. There's just so many issues with the deck. I mean, yes, you can do 300 damage turn 2, but that's if everything goes right. Okay, what do you got? Probably Dedenne for 6 new cards. What are you going to do? They got the Nag. Are they just going to Stinger GX? That would be actually perfect if they use Stinger GX. Because I would blow up the Electrode, put the Jirachi in the active, hopefully get a supporter that I can use, and then hopefully redraw back into the Reset Stamp. So please use Stinger. That is like the only way I win this game is if you use Stinger. Because I can... Oh, that's not going to be a Stinger. Okay, they have a Welder. Is this going to be a Stinger or are they just going to Flare Strike? And I think it's just going to be a Flare Strike. So I am definitely regretting not blowing up the Electrode last turn and hitting into that Mewtwo and Mew, but they could just Mind Blown. If they play Blacephalon, they could have Mind Blown for game. I don't see Blacephalon, but they could have used Mind Blown, and they had Welder, so yeah, not great. Okay, now what do I do? Oh hey, insult to injury, thank you. You're right on time. So Stellar Wish, that's something. So at this point I just have to... This is going to be a big loss here. Are you excited? I'm excited. So yeah, they still have their GX. That is absolutely wonderful. I'm so happy for them. I did get an energy. Got that. And the thing I should have done last turn. But I think even if I'd put 180 damage on them, I still think I'd be in the same situation where, you know, I would have had 4 energy on it to 10. Yeah, the math just wouldn't have worked out. Because I'd be manually attaching. I would have only Electroded for 1. I needed to Electrode for like 4. Okay, they're just gonna probably beef up their damage. That's a conceit. They would have just used Magcargo or something. So what did they have in here? They had Magcargo, they had Incineroar, they had the Nags, they had Latios. Oh, so they didn't have Blacephalon. Interesting. And is there time for one more game? I think there is. Let's go to the next game. Alright, so the final game with Lapras VMAX, what do you think? I am 2-1 so far. Well, I lost the coin flip, so I don't get to choose. But I'm 2-1. Do you think it'll be 3-1 or 2-2? Make your bets in the comments. That would have been an interesting starting hand. But I'm going first, so technically this is what you want to do, because then you can do the combo next turn. But let's see. I don't have the highest of expectations for this. And do I even start a Jirachi? I finally started Jirachi. I think this is my first time starting Jirachi. Not 100% sure, but I think so. And there's another Mewtwo and Mew. Okay, so do I Dedenne is the question. I will put 4 energy in the discard, but I won't have really anything else. Like I won't have a Lapras. Well, let's see what Jirachi gets me. An Escape Board. Wonderful. So I can Cynthia next turn. But the problem is that I think I just get the Escape Board because I need Lapras V and I need Voltorb down. I need too many things to make this happen. So I'll put the Escape Board there. I will go get Dedenne. And I need to see a Voltorb and a Lapras V off of this. Or just a healthy amount of Quick Balls and Pokécoms and or Pokemon. You know what I mean. And there's a Lapras V and no Voltorb. So I need to bench another Jirachi, and that's not what I want to do. Pokécom, Quick Ball. Doesn't matter. I'll take... Ugh. And of course. Just taunting me. So... things aren't great. Why couldn't that Lapras V be a Voltorb? And I do play the Floating Electrons Voltorb. I don't really know why, because if you start a Voltorb and you have to manually retreat it, you want to attach an energy and then discard that energy. With Voltorb's ability, if it has an energy attached, it has no retreat cost. So it seems counterintuitive to the strategy of the deck, because you use Electrode-GX's ability before you discard the energy and knock it out. So it just the way that it works, it makes no sense to play a Voltorb with free retreat. Okay. So the Lapras VMAX deck has a great matchup against... Oh, they're bringing up the Dedenne. It supposedly has a great matchup against Mewtwo and Mew because it can do 270 turn 2 really easily. But that only happens if you get everything you need. So unfortunately, not getting everything I need. And they're ditching their Fire GXs, which is a good idea. And just unfortunately, I was looking for the best partner that I could find for Electrode-GX because I wanted to show off Electrode-GX before it rotates. And I guess Lapras is the best one, but I'm thinking something like Cynthia VMAX in Darkness Ablaze, that might be the best partner for it. In the 2 weeks between Darkness Ablaze's launch and rotation, I'm just going to go nuts with just crazy combos because there's going to be a million cards in standard. I just want to go crazy. I don't want to build, all the new Darkness Ablaze decks and then have them be unplayable 2 weeks later. That just doesn't seem right. So I want to build crazy decks that are only legal for those 2 weeks, and then I'll focus on some of the cool new cards in Darkness Ablaze. Okay, perfect. Do I even want to do this? I guess so. Just to get it out of my deck? I don't know. Maybe that was the wrong call, because I am not doing anything. Okay. I can body surf. Okay. I need a Voltorb. I think I just see what I get here. Pokecom, Reset Stamp, Research. That's a very loud car. Okay. And it's down. There we go. Okay, so Pokecom, because I will need Electrode, but I think I get Research. And wow, I'm gonna have to lose all of my supporters and all of my catcher effects. Okay, so Electromagnetic Radar, that is good. I have Quick Ball, I have Radar, I have so many things. And another issue with this deck is you don't really have a cheap attacker. You gotta get three energy minimum. So I think I just attach there. Quick Ball the Pokemon Catcher. Go get a Voltorb. And just hope that they can't knock this thing out. That's pretty much where I'm at. They have a Mewtwo and Mew stranded in the active. I wasn't able to get a Swell down. Okay, there's a weakness card that does not matter at all. Jirachi might be able to survive a hit because Jirachi has a psychic resistance, and the Swell comes in handy because they had a Welder. So if that Hearth would have made its way onto the field, they would have won. But I think my win percentage is 60 to 70% right now. It just depends what they can do. And thanks to Great Catcher, I can do some things next turn. Okay, so there's Welder. Do they have a Scoop Up Net or a Switch or something? Or Escape Board? They have Scoop Up Net. Okay. So they're going to knock out my Jirachi, which is perfect, because I was trying to figure out how am I going to get that Jirachi out of the active. I might have to manually attach and manually retreat and not use Stellar Wish, but if they just knock it out, that's perfect. And I don't think they have a snipe attack. No, okay, good. So I can pretty much just... I was in this position last time. I can win this turn. Do I put the Jirachi down? Is the question. If I put Jirachi down, I think that's a bad idea. I'm just going to do this. Go get 2 Electrode because I'm not going to need the other one. And this is the question. Actually, I'll Stellar Wish first. Okay, so there's a Cynthia, that's perfect. So now I get to save the Great Catcher, so if they bench another Mewtwo and Mew at any point, I can easily knock it out. And I have 4 energy in there, so I want 2 more, so a Shuckle would be great. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Let's find out. Shuckle's prized again. Okay, well, let's grab a Lapras V. Okay, so manually attach. You know, I really should check if Shuckle's in the deck, but Shuckle just doesn't like showing up for work. Okay, so Weakness Guard goes there. I really hope this is a knockout. Because I should have quick balled that energy if it isn't. Oh, no. Okay. That was my fault. Okay, that is bad. Should have quick balled that energy, but I really didn't think Shuckle would be prized 2 games in a row in the exact scenario where I needed it. You know, you'd think Shuckle would show up. It didn't. Oh, and they're gonna... What are they gonna do? Double Blaze? Okay, well, that's a loss. You know, I'll count it as a misplay. Yes, it's probably a misplay that I didn't quick ball the energy, but come on. You know, I have all these ways to discard cards, and I couldn't. And you know, the whole point of the deck is to get water energy in the discard, and you can't do it when you don't draw into it. You know, I drew into 3 off my Cynthia, and I couldn't get rid of them. I have the quick ball. Just ugh. What? Wait, how? What? What attack did they use? What? Hang on. Your opponent took all the... Okay, so... Darkest Tornado. I was like, what attack did they use? So they did 1,210 damage, and I'll show you how they did that. Darkest Tornado, this attack does 50 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So they did over 1,200 damage, which is kind of funny. But you know what's not funny? This Lapras VMAX deck. Well, actually, it is kind of a joke. But it can take big knockouts. If I just not screwed up, I would have been able to probably take the win. But I mean, come on. Shuckle, I know I only play 1, but come on, Shuckle. You can't be prized 2 games in a row. That's just not fair. I'll leave the list in the description. I don't think you should play it, but if you do, let me know if you have some success. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.